not 100% sure this isn't the road I was on earlier. We'll see. If we get up here, then there'll be a house on the right, and then it'll turn to get to some really rocky tree-covered trail. Well, it may not be. Okay. The thing I wanted to talk about with y'all now is bikes that I've owned in the past. Now, obviously, I ride a 2000 KLR now, but when I first started riding, street legal bikes, my first one was a 2007 Kawasaki Ninja EX650R, which is the little parallel twin. And that was my first introduction into riding on the street. And I had already got my motorcycle endorsement before I bought that bike. I borrowed a buddy of mine's bike and went out and took my motorcycle test and passed it, and then was still looking for what kind of bike I wanted. I really wanted a sport bike, like a 600 or 1000 or 750 or something, but that just wasn't in the cards with the kind of financing I was looking for, and so I really couldn't afford the payment on that kind of bike. So anyway, I ended up with a Kawasaki Ninja, the 650, and which was a good introduction. As I'm a big guy, and so if I had gotten like a 250 or something, I would have been killing that thing. And so the 650 was good. It was really reliable, super easy on the oil changes and stuff like that, and so it was great for a beginner. And I highly recommend that for somebody looking for something just to ride around on the street. Well, this led to freaking nowhere. Okay, so no trespassing. Well, thanks for telling me. I'm out of here. Okay, so after I had the Ninja for a while, I really still wanted that sport bike. All my buddies rode sport bikes, and I didn't want that to be the slow guy. So I sold the Ninja, which was actually kind of a funny story. And if you guys want to hear it, let me know in the comments. I'll tell you about that. This like Mormon guy that never rode a bike or something came and bought it. Anyway, so I sold it and I bought a CBR 600RR. It was a 2008 model, so I went from 07 to an 8. The CBR I had to drive down to Frisco, Texas to get from Oklahoma City, and so that was quite a drive. I'm getting hit in the leg with gravel. That was quite a drive for a motorcycle, but I was able to save quite a bit of money by doing that. So I rode the CBR, for about 2 years. I think I put on about like 10,000 miles or so on it in 2 years. I rode it back and forth to work and stuff like that. So I'm out riding CBR at night with some of my buddies, and we get pulled over on I-240 in Oklahoma City at 124 miles an hour. And the trooper that pulled us over was really surprised that our entire group stopped. And we got our butts chewed out, and we went on. But it really kind of woke me up that what I was doing was I was out seriously breaking the law and getting stupid. And I wasn't really afraid of the tickets or any of that stuff. I was more worried about going out and getting hurt and getting killed or something. So I sold it. We're going to go down that road. So I sold the CBR and I bought a DRZ, a DRZ 400E, which is the off-road model. It's got the bigger cams, it's got the bigger carb. And it was not street legal. And I took it out a couple times like that with it not being street legal to the local riding area, which was just called Cross Timbers. It's down, it's by Oklahoma City, but it's out by Lake Stanley Draper. So I took it out there a couple times, which is kind of a funny deal. My first time to take it out, I hit a tree like 5 minutes into the trail, and I ended up riding the rest of the day, but I could barely walk the next day. I was so tore up. Holy crap, how many dead ends do they have in this side of the freaking county? Okay, so the DRZ was really cool, except for I had to truck it everywhere I wanted to go. And I was really starting to get into you know, the ADV rider forums and a couple other local dual sporting communities, and I really wanted to be able to ride their rides where you know, you have to ride from trailhead to trailhead and stuff like that. And so I bought a kit from Pro Cycle, and I tagged it in Oklahoma, put the kit on, tagged it in Oklahoma, and went on. And there's another story for you, the Pro Cycle deal. That turned into a big ordeal, and that'll be another story also. Okay, so anyway, I had the DRZ, and I had a really close call on the road, and I've got that video on this channel. Just look for the one where, you know, car runs stoplight or something like that. That's that video. So I had a really close call on my DRZ, and it scared me enough that that I didn't ride for a little while. I probably didn't ride for like 2-3 weeks after that. And oh, here comes some dogs. So I took the DRZ back out to the trails with the kit on it, you know, with the turn signals, the headlight, the whole 9 yards. And I was so afraid of ripping all that stuff off that I just put on the bike that I didn't ride it worth a dang. You know, I babied it, and that you couldn't, you know, I couldn't keep momentum and stuff. I was too afraid of dropping it. And so it really took the fun out of riding a bike that is that light on the trails. So I ended up selling the DRZ, and I picked up a CRF 250X, which is their 250 I don't like meeting people on these gravel roads. Okay, so it's a 250 with electric start, and it was, you know, really light, wicked fun out on the trails. And I rode it for quite a while. We took it out lots of times, and took it out to the different riding areas, and that thing was great. And I'm a big guy, and that thing had plenty of power for me. But then again, I was like, okay, what do I really want to be riding? And I had this idea of taking these longer trips, and so I wanted a bike that I could go out and ride to another state if I wanted to. So, well, there again, I took a bike that I really liked and I sold it, and this time I bought a Versus. And I did something stupid when I bought the Versus. I actually financed the Versus, and then I took the money from selling my CRF and put it into buying luggage for the Versus. So now I took a bike that I owe money on. I put $900 into it, and so I had the Versus. I took it to Mina. I took it to Arkansas, and that was really fun. I think I was putting 550 miles a day on it on that trip, which was really pretty cool. But then my wife got pregnant, and we decided that we were going to sell my bikes because I probably wouldn't be able to ride that much. Wow. I didn't know that was going to lead me back over here. Okay, so this is like 2011, early 2011, and I'm bikeless. So okay, I'm bikeless. It's 2011, and I came into some money from a retirement that I had, and I changed jobs, and I decided to totally get out of debt. And so me and my wife paid off like $7,000 worth of debt. And when we did that, I had about $2,500 left over. And so I had an idea in my head that I wanted to buy another motorcycle. So I'm kind of shopping around, and I was really looking for a DR 650, the Suzuki. But finding a DR in a good condition was kind of difficult in Oklahoma. They get the crap road out of them, and people sell them for outrageous prices still. There's a river, so I couldn't find a DR. So my father-in-law calls me, and he says, I found a KLR, let me send you a picture. And so he sends me a picture of the bike, and it's pretty rough. The forks are leaking, the gaiters are all ripped, the plastics on the right side is held together with electrical tape, but it was completely there. It ran, and it was a really good deal. So I said, well, what do you think? He says, well, I'm gonna go look at it. I haven't looked at it yet. I said, okay, call me and let me know. He goes and looks at it, and he basically tells me, if you don't buy it, oh great, dead end. He says basically, if you don't buy it, I'm going to. And he already had one bike. And I said, really, is it that good of a deal? And he said, yeah, it's that good of a deal. We're gonna go this way. So, lo and behold, I said, okay, I'll send you the money. Sent him some money, and he, that dog was doing like 30 miles an hour. Anyway, so he sends me, I send him the money, he buys the bike, and I've never seen it. And I just told him, you know what, I'll come get it. I'll come get it in a couple weeks when I get, time to come in, because I at that time I lived about an hour and a half west of Oklahoma City, and he lived in Oklahoma City, which is where the bike was. So anyway, I got the KLR and immediately placed a big order to Rocky Mountain and bought everything the dang thing needed, and did a bunch of work to it. Tore down the forks, put new springs in it, new seals, tore the carb apart. Well, I guess they were right about this being a dead end. Okay, so anyway, that's where we're at today. I've got almost 9,000 miles on the bike, and I commute on it almost every day to work, but I literally live like a mile from work, and so most of the time it's like spent warming up, ride a mile, kill it. Then at lunch I gotta, you know, warm the bike up, ride it a mile, and then kill it. I don't know if some of you guys from other states have ever seen anything like that. That machine is up on those tall tires like that so it can drive over the crop and spray chemicals without tearing it up. Anyway, so that's the story of the KLR, how I got it, and that's basically every bike I've owned except for the bike we bought for my wife from 2007 up until 2013. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you stayed this long, I'm really surprised. This is a pretty long video about me rambling on about bikes I've owned. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed looking at Oklahoma here. And if you're not a subscriber, make sure and hit that subscribe button down below. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys.